Hello, it's Rochelle Armstrong, and today's pillar tip is self-love. If what you do or who you love become unhealthy or even toxic for you, love yourself enough to let it go. I'm speaking from personal experience. I worked at a job for almost a quarter of a century, and although that company was good to me, and I had excellent benefits, and I had excellent pay, at some point, the environment, not the company, the institution itself was good to me. But some of the relationships and the interactions were unhealthy for me. I knew that I had a greater purpose and a greater call. And I would have loved to be in everything that I know I was created to be, right in that environment, had I not been in environments where people tried to silence me, where if I tried to give input, it was minimized. If I tried to speak up and give coaching or guidance, it was dismissed. But I did not let my identity get wrapped up in that. But at some point, I did start to lose myself. So I had to leave before I totally lost my identity and forgot who I am and where I come from. So a lot of people believe, because of the type of environment or DNA that I came from, and maybe even me, if I'm being honest with myself, maybe they didn't believe, or maybe I didn't believe that I deserved a seat at the table. But yet, the greater in me had the audacity to be there. But once I was there, it just wasn't good enough for me to just be there. I needed to have a voice, because I'm purpose driven and I want to make a difference. But when I would try to speak up, I was either spoken to as if I was arrogant, or I was spoken down to as if I didn't belong there, and everybody else's input mattered but mine. And this doesn't even touch on the racism, the microaggressions, and all the other things that I experienced. But when I started to lose myself, it didn't matter how much money I made, what benefits I had, or how much I loved this company. I loved myself enough that I had to let go. But it doesn't just apply to where you work at or any other affiliations that you have. What about relationships? My husband and I, we've been together for 20 years, and trust me, it takes work. But because he's worth it, to him, I'm worth it. We put in the work to make it work. But in other relationships, probably more platonic, I had a lot of toxic connections. I had a lot of toxic friendships. And I love hard, and I love deep, and I believe the best in people. And because I do have such a high tolerance, and I can't stop until I believe that I put everything into that relationship before I let go, it came to a point that loving them became unhealthy for me. And listen to me, your mental wellness matters. How you feel about yourself is really best seen in how you allow people to treat you. When you have self-love, people can't treat you no any type of way. When you have self-love, people can't just tell you who you are or who they think you should be, because you know who you are, and you know who you come from and where you come from. And even if it's not according to society standards, for me as a Christian, being a child of God, there is no way that you can convince me that I don't have a greater call in my life. I don't wake up every day feeling like that. Sometimes I have to do self-talk, and I have to encourage myself, or I have to get into my word. But I would not let another human that is a flesh just like I am tell me any longer that my opinion doesn't matter, that I don't matter, that I don't belong. So now I do what I absolutely love doing, and I don't have that same lucrative salary, and I don't have those same benefits, but I am rich in love, I am rich in joy, I am rich in peace, and I love myself. And so if you're in an unhealthy relationship and you believe the best in that person, in that place, maybe it's not even work. Sometimes it's like extracurricular activities. It could be a committee that you're on. It could be a board you're on. I know I've been associated with or affiliated with even other places outside of work and even my place of worship that have put limitations on me. But because I see the best in me and I love myself, I'd rather make little money, have little exposure, but have great joy, have great peace, and have a richness that for some seems far away and far reaching, but is right at your fingertip. So the pillar tip today, if what you do or who you love becomes unhealthy or toxic to you, love yourself enough to let it go. Rochelle Armstrong, leading authentically.